Hi, and welcome to week 2 of our English 101 class. I want to start off by thanking you for your warm welcomes and responses to your peers' healthy struggle assignment this past week. Many of you stated in your journals that you were very much encouraged and feel much better about taking this online class after interacting with your peers on that healthy struggle assignment and listening to the podcast. For many of you, this is your first semester of college, and for many of you, this is even your first time taking an online course. Two very big and scary things. And so I really appreciate how you bolstered each other's confidence in taking the class and doing online work. And I hope that you continue to feel confident taking this course. One thing I wanted to point out with the discussion board assignment, because I noticed that several of you didn't post 3 separate replies on 3 separate days throughout the week on the discussion board, and therefore you weren't able to earn full points, even though your responses were quite nice and moved the conversations forward. I know that in many classes, if you have taken an online course before, they often have 1 weekly deadline for your initial post and 1 weekly deadline for your responses. Why I have 3 separate responses on 3 separate days is because I'm trying to help us have a continuous discussion throughout the week that is similar, although still quite different, than the type of interaction you would have in a traditional classroom. If everyone waited until Sunday by midnight to post all the replies, well, the person who posted the initial posts might not actually read your replies because we've moved on to the next week. So that's why you have your 3 separate posts on 3 separate days. While I'm on the discussion board, I wanted to talk just a little briefly about our week 2 discussion board assignment. Okay, and this one is about concept mapping. You may have heard it called mind mapping. The idea is our brains don't always work in linear ways. I know mine doesn't. It tends to jump around. And so sometimes when we're taking notes, it can be really hard to take notes because we're very used to the structured linear way of thinking. Mind mapping lets us break outside that linear way of thinking and instead connects ideas in the ways our brains paths typically connect ideas. Okay, so that's why we're working on mind maps today, or concept mapping. It may be a strategy for critical reading and note-taking that you find useful in this course, and you continue to do so in your other courses, and if that is so, great. If you don't like mind mapping or concept mapping, I just want you to try it this time and see if that's something you find useful. But if you have found other ways that are easier for you to utilize when taking notes and brainstorming ideas, by all means, use those strategies as well. I just want to introduce this concept mapping idea in case you are struggling for ways to take effective notes to be successful in not just this course, but in other courses as well. Okay, so that's the idea behind this discussion board assignment this week. All right, I know that probably a few of you still have not been able to purchase your Joining the Conversations textbook. Your readings are still available in the week 1 folder in PDF form for this week, so it can get you through this week. I can't provide Joining the Conversation readings beyond this week due to copyright laws, but it should provide you enough time if you are waiting for your Joining the Conversation to come via an online order, or if you're waiting for financial aid, it should have provided you enough wiggle room in order to get that ordered or purchased. You'll notice that there are 2 other screencasts for this week. One is on accessing the comments I provided in your journals. Okay, remember that your journals will be graded at the very end of the semester. However, I will provide weekly comments and feedback on your journals, so if you do have any immediate questions, I can answer them there. There's also a wiki on, or excuse me, a screencast on how to sign up for your Unit 1 conference through the wiki here, okay, because those conferences are week 3. So do let me know if you have any specific questions that you that do not pertain to your peers. If you do have any general questions that could help your peers, again, go to the discussion board and post in the Ask a Question forum, so you might all help each other out. And with that, do have a good week.